This episode of the Fiction Writers Podcast is brought to you by How to Write a Novel That Sells. Do you dream of writing a best-selling fiction novel? With the right tools, you could get there sooner than you think. Visit www.howtowriteanovelthatsells.com and unlock the secrets to writing compelling fiction taught by international best-selling author Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where you will discover tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Here you'll find new energy, new perspectives, new resources, and new ideas that will spark your creativity into a blaze of brilliance. It's easier than you think. Be sure you visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now, get out your notebook, tune in, and let's get started.
So how do you get those hours under your belt? How do you practice? Practicing writing can be tedious, can be boring. And I'm going to help you with that because I'm going to give you something great, something you're going to enjoy to do today. My name is Lana McAra. Welcome to the Fiction Writers Podcast. Tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Practicing writing has its pitfalls. I've heard students tell me that they've had people tell them to start to edit books for other people. Well, is that going to really elevate your own writing by reading the substandard writing of other people? I don't think so. I think if you want to elevate yourself, and I think this is true in business as well as in writing, you want to hang out with people who know more than you. You want to be around people who are successful. You want to get in that world. You don't want to be in the world of the wannabes and the can't-dos. So I have a little method that I suggest to my students, and I'm going to share it with you today. It's one that I absolutely love. First of all, you should be reading books that you like, books that you think are amazing, in the genre you love, because that's what you should be writing as well. You should be writing books in the genre that you like, not what's popular, but things you love. If you love steampunk, then read steampunk novels. If you love horror, read horror. If you love fantasy, that's what you should be reading. You should also be watching movies in the same genre. Surround yourself, inundate yourself with that sector of the writing world because there are styles involved. There's a certain pacing that is involved. You need to get your mind, your psychology accustomed to what that genre looks like, feels like, and tastes like, smells like, and all of it, right? Because the sensory images come into play. So when you are practicing writing, here's something I highly suggest that you do. You take a section of a book that you love. Let's say there's a love scene that really got you, or maybe a sad part that you cried, or maybe high tension that you couldn't put it down. You were up to 4 o'clock in the morning. So what was it about that book in that part of the book that kept you interested, that touched your heart? Go back to the book, identify the section, and then take the book and type it. Type it all out. 2 pages, 3 pages, 10 pages, however long it was that you were engaged and immersed. Type it. Because if you're reading it, you are absorbing the information from the place of the reader. But if you're typing it, you are looking at it from the perspective of a writer. What did this writer type when they were creating this masterpiece section? What were they typing? And as you're typing the description, the dialogue, you're going to get insights about how long the sentences are. And you're going to get a feel for how they may be edited and how you could edit and what it feels like to be in the creative space with that section of writing. Write it. Yeah. And then write it again. and find another one and write that. Teach yourself what it feels like to write a 5-star section of writing. I wouldn't recommend typing the whole book out. Get the good spots, get the high points, get the point where the mystery is revealed or the murder is discovered. Get the point where the dialogue is really intense or heartfelt. Get those places. And the endings, oh my gosh, the endings are the hardest thing to write. After the ending is the beginning and the ending. So you should be filling your, print these out, put them in your notebook. You should be filling your writer's notebook with beginnings and endings. Why? You can get ideas. You can use those as jump starts. What is this beginning like? Is it a scene? Is it taking place in a home? Is it a conversation? Those are the kind of things that you can emulate. I'm not talking about stealing somebody else's work. I'm talking about analyzing what they did so you can understand how to bring it into your own work. Where did it happen? When did it happen? What part of the story started off chapter 1? Where did they begin the story? Who was there? Was it a main character, side character? Was the villain present, not present? How did that work? Because all of those things are planned. And when you type it, you're going to get the nuances. Especially type good dialogue. Good dialogue. Really, really important. I hope that helped you today. My name is Lana McAra. See you next time.
Thank you for tuning into the Fiction Writers Podcast with Lana McAra, where we share tips, tricks, and ideas for fiction that is #unputdownable. Remember to visit our website at www.fictionwriterspodcast.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Fiction Writers Podcast.